What's up everybody? I know it's been a while, but I'm back and I hope you're all having a great day as usual. I'm very excited for this new chapter, both for my personal life as well as for the channel. So my girlfriend and I just moved in together into our first apartment. We both used to live with our parents, so this is very exciting. There's a lot of new stuff going on. Getting my own place means that there's a lot of new things that will open up for this channel. We'll be able to talk more about home tech, for example. There's not going to be a lot of renovation going on since this is actually a rented space. So of course, I'm not just going to be dumping space into this place if I know I'm going to be leaving at some point. But still, I think it's going to be very exciting. It isn't the largest apartment, but it is a 5.5 and it's more than enough for what we needed. So as you come in through, well, exactly where the camera is placed. You'd see this, which is the living room. This is a space where we got a lot of stuff from our friends and family, actually mostly family. For example, this couch from IKEA was given to us by my parents-in-laws. This table here was actually my great-grandmother's table, and we got it from my parents. We changed the paws on there, and now it has a nice modern look. I really like this table. The only big project I would have for this room would be to change the whole media unit. Most of the time spent here is actually spent watching series or movies. So we don't really play a lot of video games, but we do have an Xbox One as well as a PS4. Lately, we've been playing a game called Sackboy. I don't know if you know it. It's kind of fun if you're two trying to play together. But the two consoles, I don't think we're going to be upgrading since, like I said, we don't really spend any time gaming. I would actually really like to remove the TV entirely. We have this nice big white wall that I think we could use with a projector instead. And that would mean that there would be no TV in this room. So it'd be a really nice place to have guests over and just talk and chill. We could add chairs. I think it would be very nice. It would also allow us for when we're watching movies to have a way better screen. Well, bigger screen, sorry. Wouldn't be a screen either, but you get the point. It would look more like a cinema. I think it would be very cool. And then I'd like to change maybe the media unit for something a bit more modern. It might be a cool DIY project, I don't know. But something I really like is having all these plants here. It adds a lot of nature to the room and I really enjoy that. Another thing I really enjoy doing in this room is getting some work done, especially in the morning when I'm doing things like emails or planning content. And I just enjoy sitting on the couch, chilling, drinking my morning coffee, looking outside on the balcony, checking of course on the small garden there. However, when I need a bigger screen for things like editing and stuff, I go to my office. As you might expect, my office is the room that I'm the most excited for. It kind of makes sense. I think, I spend most of my days here. I actually work at the office only once every week, once or twice depending, so I spend a lot of time here. And I have a lot of stuff planned for this room. There's a lot of cool stuff coming in. I have a desk shelf, a bunch of stuff with companies I've had a chance to work with since I've been spending more time on Instagram. So I won't be going too much in depth, but a real setup tour is coming pretty soon. But one of my favorite new things about this whole setup is, of course, the whole room. I don't have a bed anymore in my office. It is a room that's strictly for, well, content and working and all of that. And one new thing that I really like is this whole new shelving area where I have a bunch of plants, which really brings a lot of nature into the room and also gives me space for storage, and it's just an overall really aesthetic place. I really like the add-on of the Scadis pegboard by IKEA. Actually, the whole shelving unit is from IKEA. I also gave a really nice place for my iPad to be on. I had a stand which I didn't really know what to do with, but now I feel like this is a great space. And I use it quite often since it's been there, since I see it most of the time. So whenever I'm listening to music, it's usually sitting on my iPad, or usually if I'm in a meeting or something, I'll just grab my iPad and start to draft notes and stuff like that. So ever since it's been out like this, I use it a lot more, which I'm really happy about. Another thing I really like about this office is my standing desk. It is by Fully and I really love it. When it's all the way up, it doesn't wobble or anything, which is something I think you should really look for when you're getting a new standing desk. Of course, the standing feature is something I use a ton. I have pretty bad ADHD, so when I'm in a big meeting, it's a very long meeting, it's very hard for me to focus. However, if I stand up, I can move a bit, it really helps out. Also, when I feel my energy kind of starting to go down, just standing up, moving a bit around really helps. If you're stuck on a problem as well, I find that just getting a new perspective, if you will, also really helps. So it's a feature I use a ton. However, the cable management on a standing desk is awful to do, but once it's done, you're really proud of yourself. As I said, I'm not going to go too much in depth over that desk setup, but I am rocking a 32-inch Acer monitor. It is very big, but for the work I do, I work as a UI UX designer. It's important to have a lot of real estate for my work. It helps a lot. And for editing videos and stuff, I really like also that it isn't a super wide monitor, because of course having a nice long timeline would be cool. but I actually use the layers quite a lot, so it's a really nice layout for me. And I do have a standing shelf under, which will kind of change the organization of my desk, so it's partly why I don't want to go too much in depth. A few of the projects I would like to have with this space is to, first of all, change a bit of the furniture for the camera gear. I'd like to make it a bit more modern. I think that's going to be a DIY project, but I don't know yet. I would like to add a nice couch here so I can kind of chill there at the end of the day. I want to have a bit more of a music focus as well. I really enjoy to listen to music. I also play guitar. I'm not very good at it, but it's something I enjoy. So I want to get a record player, a few, of course, vinyls and stuff, nice speakers. Some of them might be coming for the desk setup. I'm not sure if I'm going to buy them yet. We'll have to wait. I think it would make the office a place where I could just chill with friends a bit more. And if I just want to relax and listen to music, I think it would be perfect to have a couch to chill there. Also help a lot with the noise, since there is a lot of echo in this room because it's a big square. I added a carpet, but it doesn't cut it in my opinion, so I think having a couch would help with that as well. Something very nice about getting a 5.5 is that I get my own desk and my girlfriend gets her own desk as well. Now when it comes to aesthetic, my girlfriend really enjoys a more light overall color scheme, so this is why her office you see is kind of white. She also doesn't have as much stuff as I do for her setup. There's actually a big project I'd like to start, and it's a desk setup makeover series. However, of course, the channel and content in general has to start making kind of revenue, so I can start doing that and buy stuff. And her desk setup would be the first one to, well, get the makeover. Since she's really been an amazing partner ever since we met, she's really been encouraging me in all the endeavors that I've been doing, especially for this content stuff. So I think it would be a very nice way of saying a big thank you. But she does have a few really cool things that I think are worth sharing. The first one is her keyboard and mouse setup. So her keyboard is the Logitech K780, and it's a very, very good budget keyboard. It costs $100, which of course isn't cheap, but it's not too expensive either. I think it's perfectly in the middle, and it allows you to connect up to 3 devices if that's something that you need. And it still feels really nice to write on. It has round keycaps, which I think looks cool. And for the mouse, she's using the Triathlon by Logitech, which I think is one of the best budget mouses you can get out there. It's the closest to the MX Master 3 as far as feeling. And it has a lot of features. You do have that thumb button, which is really useful, and it's very comfortable for your hands as well, so you won't get tired out. And it also connects up to 3 devices. It's super light. It used to be the mouse I carry with me in my bag. However, I gave it to a friend when I was in design school, so I don't have it anymore. And something very, very important for your office setup is to have a good chair, which this is. This is a chair by IKEA. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the name. I really can't. And it's a very good chair for the price. It's not cheap. It's not the cheapest from IKEA, but having a nice chair is incredibly important since you're gonna be sitting here for a while, and it needs to be able to support your back very well. So this chair is one that I would recommend for anyone who's looking for a chair. Now, if we do end up making the setup makeover series, one of the first things I would give her is a standing desk. I really think that this would be a very good add-on. I think it can elevate any desk setup, no pun intended. I think it would be a very nice add-on, and she's always talking about how she would like to get one. So, you know, like, subscribe, share, all of that, so we can finally get to that point. Similar to my office setup, she also has IKEA shelves, but hers are a little bit different. They're filled with memories. We have a lot of pictures, as well as a few ceramic pieces her grandparents gave her. I think they look really cool. They really bring color to the whole setup, which is, like I said, kind of white for now. As soon as you move out of her office, you get into another one of my favorite rooms, the kitchen and dining area. One of the things we were really looking for when we were shopping around for apartments was a nice kitchen. And by that, I don't mean like a huge kitchen. This is by no means a large kitchen, but a kitchen where we can entertain guests while we're cooking and, you know, spending time with them, rather than like being stuck in a kitchen while they are in the other room. And this kitchen does exactly that. It is all open, so we have the kitchen there and then the dining room right in front. One of the things I'm very grateful and happy about is that when we decided to move out, my girlfriend and I, my parents were in the middle of renovating their house, and especially the whole kitchen area. So we got all their appliances, which is very nice. I really enjoy cooking. I like making homemade pasta. I like to spend time in the kitchen in general, just cooking stuff. It's something I really enjoy. I like making nice meals. And I'm also on a fitness journey for about a year now. I managed to lose 52 pounds total. And honestly, that happens in the kitchen, so I don't really order out food. I cook all of my meals, and it's a process I really like. Another little story I don't think I've ever talked about is that when I was a student, I worked at a store where they sold a bunch of household items, and I worked especially in the kitchen area, so I got a bunch of stuff there when they were on sale. We got our employee discounts, so I had a lot of, for example, knives, kitchen utensils, the whole pots and pans, all of this. I got them at good prices, which means I was able to buy quality, which I'm very happy about. This coffee machine, however, was a gift by my grandmother. I'm very, very grateful for this gift. It was amazing. I really love the whole process of making coffee, especially espresso, cappuccinos, all of that. I make coffee for my girlfriend and I pretty much every morning. This is a very amazing coffee machine for that. It is manual, which I enjoy, so you have to play around with it to make the perfect coffee. It's a process I personally like, so I'm very happy with that. It also grinds the coffee directly into the portafilter, which means it doesn't make a whole mess and you don't need to have a separate. The dining room is another space we enjoy spending time in. It's where, of course, we do stuff like eating, but we also really like to play card games when we have friends over. So, well, this is where everything happens. And like I said, it is open with the kitchen area, so it feels like it's all in one, which I really appreciate. And this whole piece of furniture there, I'm not sure how you would call this in English. In French, it's called the vaisselier. But this whole thing was actually given to us by my girlfriend's grandmother. I think it fits the vibe of the area very well. You might have noticed a bit of a split between kind of my desk and the living room, kind of looking similar, and then the rest of the apartment looking a bit more like my girlfriend's office. That wasn't planned, but however, this whole side of the apartment is a lot more white and bright, while the side where my office is a lot more kind of dark and moody with a lot of wood. And this is the perfect place to store all of our glassware, as well as a few of our bar essentials. We don't drink a lot, however, it is nice every now and then to make small cocktails when you have friends over, for example. And I do quite enjoy this glass table here. I think it makes the space look a bit larger since you don't have like a massive table in the middle. But being that it's glass, it's a nightmare to take care of course. However, I still like it at the end of the day. Then the last room would be the bedroom, where we almost have no tech. Finally, the bedroom is really a tech-free zone. The only pieces of tech we have here are this massive AC, which I turned off because it is quite noisy, as well as a scale and a Google Home device. The Google Home device really just acts as an alarm clock. Well, actually, we don't even put an alarm on there, we just use it to tell the time. And the scale is really just a regular scale. I use it every morning to keep track of the weight loss. It also keeps me mindful of the progress that I've done. And it's not a special scale or anything, because actually most of the special scales that will tell, for example, your body percentage and stuff, your fat percentage, aren't really accurate, so I just end up getting a regular one, and it does the job really well. Having a room that's really dedicated as a bedroom and nothing else was really helpful for sleep. I've always had a hard time sleeping, and having a room that you don't work in, or you're not watching TV, for example, really helps with that. So this is a room that's really used just for sleep and of course cardio sometimes, but I won't be ever working in here. I don't bring my laptop. We do bring in our phones, which I know we shouldn't do, but we do usually charge them while we're sleeping, so we're not really using them in bed. The only device that I bring in to bed is my Kindle whenever I want to read before bed. There's only one thing that's kind of annoying about this apartment, is that you need to have a key to get into the building, and you need a key for your mail. You need 2 keys to get into the actual apartment. So I have tons of keys, and I really hate having keys dangling everywhere. However, Orbitkey recently sent me their key organizer. It was for a collab for Instagram. However, this was really a lifesaver, so I really have to mention it. It is fully made from natural leather, which means it will last forever and will actually look better and better with the years, as people like to call it patina. And you can fit up to 7 keys in there, so I have all of my keys plus a little multi-tool. This is really useful, especially for stuff like all of my camera gear. When I need to tighten it up, I use this tool. If I'm opening boxes as well, it's nice to have. It does have a few more features, but those are really the ones that I end up using all the time. And having this in your pocket instead of a bunch of keys dangling around everywhere making noise is very nice. It also protects, of course, your other stuff from getting scratches. So huge thanks to Orbitkey for sending this. I literally use it every single day, multiple times a day, and I'm always grateful when I use it and I don't hear the noises all the time. So I hope you enjoyed this small video. I know it's a bit different than what I used to be doing, but I think this is going to be very exciting for the future. We'll be able to do a ton more stuff, for example, home tech, which we weren't really able to do since I was basically doing everything out of my living room. And I have a ton of really amazing stuff coming for this office, so follow along. And I'm really happy to be back on a regular schedule. It was a bit harder when I was at my parents' place, but now I have my own place, so I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. So I'll be back to a regular schedule, and well, I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.